Charles Olivera is returning at UFC 300, and he's going to be taking on a highly dubbed up prospect that is Arman Tsarukyan. This is a great fight. This is probably the best fight the UFC 300 has at the moment. And it's a coin toss, man. It's a coin toss. I'm leaning towards Charles in this fight. I'm leaning towards Charles. I think experience is a big thing in this fight. Charles is literally... When's the last time Charles didn't have a massive spot on a pay-per-view? I think it was maybe... It's been so long, I can't remember. I feel like the first co-main event was against Tony. Then he headlined against Chandler, then Poirier, then Gaethje, then Makhachev. Then co-main with Dariush. I don't know, man. I think if you look at this stylistically, this is a great fight. The way Charles wins, I think, in this fight, I think he needs to put it on him early. Do what he always does best. He does his best work early on, I think, because he wins a lot of the fights in the first round, second round, in and around then. He knocked out Chandler in the second, finished Gaethje in the first, and then he kind of, early on in the third, got Poirier. And he knocked out Dariush in the first. This is 3-rounder. I don't really think that's going to play a big factor, apart from maybe his camp's going to be a bit weirder. Or not weirder, but different. We're so used to 5-round camps. But I think Charles is going to win. But it is close. Arman Tsarukyan is actually a good matchup in certain areas. I think Charles has him on the feet. I think maybe apart from the boxing, but all around striking, I think Charles is better than Arman on the feet. I rewatched the Gamrot fight, and there was a lot of scrambles where Gamrot was able to get back to his feet. I thought Arman won. And Gamrot even took his back at one stage. And I'm just thinking, if Gamrot can do that to you, Charles is going to put you in a world of pain, man. He's going to destroy you on the ground. Do I think he will? No. Do I think he has a good chance of knocking him out on the feet? I do. I think Charles has a good chance of knocking him out on the feet. His pressure, and two things actually in this fight that I think are going to be key. Knees to the body in the clinch. That is one of Charles' most underrated aspects of his game. Those knees to the body in the clinch, they are lethal. They destroy your fucking ribs and your liver and shit and your gas tank. That'll sap it quick. I really noticed it in the Gaethje fight and even in the Poirier fight. His head kicks as well. He was starting to open them up in the Dariush fight. That's another weapon to his arsenal. Method for Arman. I feel like just controlling him on the ground is his only way, to be honest with you. I don't think he's better jiu-jitsu, and I sure as don't think he's better on the fucking feet all round. I don't think he has the best knockout power, if I'm being honest. Fair enough, he got Dariush in the last fight. It was a good knockout. But I don't think this dude has unreal knockout power. He has some power, more power than I originally thought, but I still think Charles hits harder. And I still think Charles is better pretty much everywhere apart from the wrestling. I think Makhachev kind of exposed Charles' weakness. If you can hold him down, a lot of people say you don't want to go to the ground with Charles, but that might be the only place you beat him. Yes, Islam knocked him down, but he wasn't cleaning him up on the feet. So I think Arman needs to hold him down, and I think he needs to keep him there for maybe a round or two, and then if you can, maybe in the third, kind of play it safe, hold him up against the cage or whatever. Stuff like that. But then again, if you're in the clinch, those knees and stuff like that, it is. Charles is as dangerous as it gets. I think experience and danger is going to be what wins him this fight. I do think Arman Tsarukyan is there to be hit certain times. He has good boxing defense and he has good striking defense, but Charles has it everywhere. He's a little bit defensively, he's not great, but then again, his counters. I don't know if you all remember the left hook he hit Chandler with. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Drop Chandler and then finish him up against his feet. I do think Charles has more power. I think Charles is more well-rounded as well. Charles is coming off that fucking savage win against Dariush, but so is Arman. But if you want to play devil's advocate, you could say Charles knocked him out first, which you wouldn't. It's true. He did knock him out first, and then Arman kind of just, it was a maybe lesser confident, weaker chin Dariush. I don't want to discredit his win because it was a great win, but yeah, I just think he's learned a lot since the Gamrot fight, and I think he's gotten a lot better. Picking up a win against Silva as well, but he was a massive favourite in that fight. He was like a 10-1, 12-1 favourite. He does get good wins, but I think it's just such a big step up. We saw what Charles did to Dariush. It's a great fight though. Stylistically, it's a great fight. It could be, because I feel like Arman could just hold him down. That's what I'm saying. This is a very close fight. I see that as a possibility. and a good one as well. Like, I don't think this is an easy fight for Charles. I think Arman could take him down in this one. But I just think Charles is kind of so dangerous everywhere. I don't think Charles is necessarily really dangerous off his back. I think it's more like when he has you hurt, or like you're in a scramble or something like that. He can be dangerous off his back, but I think the last submission he got off his back was against Kevin Lee, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I am. But yeah, like, Islam showed he is there to be controlled. And Arman has showed that he has got very good wrestling. You know, even in the Gamrot fight, when Gamrot had his back, he was able to get up. You know, some of the scrambles of that fight, that's one thing I remember. Gamrot's scrambles were unreal. So Arman he's not Islam. And he lost to Islam. But that was a long time ago, so he's gotten a lot better. But for my official prediction, I'm going to go with Charles by second round KO. But I could easily see Arman just holding him down for the fight, and then grabbing a 30-27, 29-28 decision. And then it would be good, because as much as I think Charles is the one who is the most danger to Islam, it would be good to get a new face in the division. You know what I mean? A new contender, because Islam's champ over a year now, and he's only fought one lightweight contender. And he's only been booked to fight one. He's meant to fight Charles in Abu Dhabi. Volk's a featherweight. He's only really fought one. I think he's only fought one top 5 lightweight. His resume isn't great as regards lightweights. You know what I mean? Hooker, Bobby Green, and Charles Olivera. Charles Olivera is a fucking serious name to have on your resume, and Volkanovski, but I'm talking lightweights. It's a serious name, but you need to start racking up some lightweights. You know, get the Poiriers, get the Gaethjes, get the Arman Tsarukyans, and Charles, and then you're the GOAT. You know what I mean? So it would be good to see a new face. But if Charles goes in there and destroys them, we have to have a conversation if he can beat Islam. Do I think Charles can beat Islam? No. Do I think anyone can beat Islam on lightweight? No. I think he's just so good and superior than everyone else. But yeah, so there's good pros and cons on both winning. You know, new contender, but then again, if Charles wins, then he should be next, because they're coming off, especially if he finishes them, which I think if he's going to win, he's going to have to. You know, I really don't ever see Charles Oliveira winning a decision. That's just crazy to me. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. We had a great fucking comment section the last day, so let's keep it going. Thanks for all the support. I'll see you on the next one.